Hello, this is librarian Jennifer Bone, and let me show you how you can get to a resource that will help you prepare for your PTA exam. First, you can start with Google, and you want to type in Iris Library. You should end up with a link in the top of your page that says Illinois Reliable Information Sources. Go ahead and click on that link, and it's going to take you to some resources that are provided by the State of Illinois Library. So from this page, we want to locate the link or the resource called Learning Express. So as you go down the page, it's the second last one to the bottom right here. You can click on the link above the paragraph or the little button. You'll click here to continue on to the company's page. And you'll see here is the Learning Express library. Now we want to find the PTA exam here, so we're going to scroll down the page and go to the Career Development and Job Preparation. Go ahead and click on it, and it should pop down all of these links right here. And we want to go to the link that says Prepare for Allied Health and Social Worker Exams. After clicking on that link, you'll see it open up. This one goes top up versus sometimes it goes bottom down. It just depends on your computer. But you're going to want to find this link right here that says Prepare for Physical Therapy Assistant Certification. Click right there on the link underneath. And this is where you're going to be given a page that has the title of your exam here at the top. And then it's going to say you can browse the resources. Now, some of these tests have several resources. For your particular exam, you only have the 2 practice exams that you can try, but that's all you really need, so that's fabulous. You'll see the 2 exams are here on this page, and to connect with them, you can click on this button underneath and sign in or register to begin. Now, the first time you use this, you will need to register yourself. You'll see on the registration page, you have the option to create your own username and password, and you'll see the new user listed over here on the right is where you can register. You can sign in using your Google account. You'll see that it's already picking up my Google account. I use the browser Chrome, and so it's already connecting it to here, and I practiced logging in with that earlier. If you click on that, it's going to say choose your account and then put in your password. If this is your first time, you would hit register. It's very easy. You would want to keep your institution as the Illinois State Library, since they are providing this resource to libraries throughout the state for free. So keep that as your library. You'll want to put your first name, your email address that you will log in with and confirm it, and then the password that you would want to create. And it'll give you the parameters for your password over here, so between 10 and 32 characters, and then all those special details to create that. I'm going to go back to the front page. Well, actually, I can click my login button right here. I'm going to sign in with the username and password I've created. And then I'm going to hit login. It's going to try to give you a little tour. It's very short. It's just a couple of boxes. And then I'll see I've landed on my exam page. From here, you'll see underneath it gives you a little bit of information about each of these exams that you can practice with. It talks about the first full-length exam. Practice helps you prepare for the NPTE, for physical therapist assistants, and things like that. The second full-length practice exam provides additional prep. So it's kind of the same thing. They're repeating it. It does have a print button right here next to the Start Test button. If you're a person who wants to print out the questions and study from a paper copy, this is something that you could do with that. So you'll see that it'll bring up your preview right here. You can choose to select a printer. You can choose to save it as a PDF if you want to look at it as a PDF. Those could be the choices that you have, but if you're a paper person, you can do that too. I'm going to close that version. Once you hit Start Test, both tests come up in the same format. It does say before you begin your test, take a few minutes to review these instructions, and that's really important to kind of read through this. One of the things that you will note is that the last sentence right here, it says this practice exam has 140 questions and you should allow yourself to complete it. But it also has a little caveat above it that says 4 hours are allowed, but the actual exam includes an extra 40 questions. So when you get to take the exam, there'll be 180 questions, but 40 of those don't count towards your score. They are questions in development that they're testing out on you. So you're a guinea pig for some. So don't be alarmed that there are extra questions when you go to take the final test, but be prepared that it's going to look a little bit different, but they're trying to make it as similar as possible. Now it tells you how to take this the test by answering the questions, how to mark it, how to effectively change your answer so you get an appropriate score, how to navigate through the questions, how it scores your test, and things like that. So give those a quick read. On the right-hand side, you'll see the test details are listed, and then you can choose your test mode. You can choose to take it as a learner, you can choose to practice, or you can choose to take it like a simulation of the final test. So those are the 3 options you'll have for both tests. The cool part is, as the learner, you can start the test as a learner, and then it's going to give you an option to check your answers before you move on. So I can make an option if I select A. At the bottom of my choices, I can click Check Answer, and it'll say, oh, this choice is incorrect, and it tells me why. And then I can open up these other drop-down menus to see which is the correct answer. So this shows that the correct answer is choice B, and it tells me why. But for whatever I select, it's going to tell me why that may or may not be correct. So that's a nice feature of the learner mode that you have. To go to the next question, you just click the next button. Here's question 2. I can do the same option. I can go ahead and skip the check my answer or by clicking next, or I can again check my answer and do the options to see which one was correct and just move through. I can flag this question for review as well. So if I want to make sure I study this, but I don't want to write down that I don't know what this particular thing is, I can just flag it and look at my flags when I finish my test. There is also a notepad feature that I can write a note. So if there's something I want to follow up on, I can create a note with a heading in it, and so that will allow me to kind of take a note that that is there and available for me. So if I wanted to go back to my yes, I want to navigate away from my pop-up. So if I wanted to put this in my note right here, I can do a copy, go to my notepad, add a new note right here, and then I can save this note. There's a little button to hit save, and then I can see that's going to be one of my notes I have. So just know that that's a way, and I can also flag it right here. Now I can also score my test. I haven't answered enough that I'd want to do that, or I can say I want to finish it later. I can save my progress. I can close without saving, or I can cancel this option. I'm just going to close without saving. If I go back to my test, the second option, the practice test, will start a timer, whereas the learner one has no timer. The practice one, you can see answer explanations after I finish. So once I get my final scorecard, I can click on number 2 or number 7 or number 100, and I can go back to that one. So all the ones that are marked incorrect, I could click on and double check. So if I start this one, you'll see the timer starts at the very top of the page. As I start to answer the questions, I can come back here, click next, and then as I answer them, if I want it to score it, and then if I want to come back to it, I can come up to the top hit score my test. It's telling me I didn't answer all of them, which I know. I got 1%, but I can, here's my score breakdown. So you'll see when you get your scores, it'll tell you what your strengths are. You can see what you've answered correctly. It does give me recommendations. I pretty much just need to know my information. But at the top here, I can view my answers. And if I'd like to review these, I can click on it and it takes you back to the page looking like the learner view. So it has those drop-down features. So you can kind of see what you selected and then kind of click through all the choices to see which one is correct. So that's another way that you can kind of go through and do this feature. I'm going to click on, let's see, I'm going to go back to my score report, and then I can go back to my center. Here's the exams that I taught, we're taking, and this is where, to get back to my test, I might need to go back to the home page and go right here. I need to practice a little bit more to make sure I can remember where to get through for the test. I know there's an easier way. I just have to remember it. But here's my test right here. And the last one looks exactly like that practice one, except it's a simulation and you cannot go back and kind of review your scores. So just know that that's how you start that. Now, where you want to see your scores and things like that is in the My Center area underneath your name at the top of the page. Right here, I can close without saving. I'm going to close that test. I'm going to go to my center. I can review my tests that I've taken right here in this box right here. I can see what I might have in progress, what I have completed, and I can see those listed right here. I can check any notes I might have taken here. I think maybe at the top, let's see, view all the notes. And I did make a note on that one test, but then I left that test without saving. So keep that in mind, that that's going to be one of the things that it will show. But it's nice that you can come back in and kind of look back at your test and kind of see the things that you've done if you've saved it. So for me, I didn't save any of my PTA, but you'll see all the other tests that I've taken for other things are going to be here. So I can view all of my tests. And if there is anything I have completed, I can see it. So just know that this is here. If you have questions, please reach out. It's a fun resource to play with, and all the tests on here are free. So come explore and kind of see what you can find. Ooh, here's a little shortcut way right here to get back to your centers and things like that. All right, well, good luck, guys. And I'm so proud of you for completing your program, and good luck on your exam.